Today I'm going to tell you what makes the Porsche 911 Turbo S so powerful and what the future holds for it. When you compare the performance numbers of the Porsche 911 Turbo S with its closest rivals, the 911 does much more with less. But how does the 911 Turbo S make the needed power to sit at the top of the Porsche lineup? The 992 generation 2024 Porsche 911 Turbo S uses a 3.8 liter flat 6 engine. Compared to rivals that have at least 4 liter engines, the 3.8 looks rather small. The latest Turbo S uses a slightly shorter stroke than the previous generation 911 Turbo S engine. A shorter stroke allows for more power because the piston has lower acceleration at a given RPM.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
What this really means is that the engine can rev higher, allowing for a higher power output while putting less internal stress on its components. The previous generation Turbo S could rev to 7,000 RPMs, and the slightly shorter stroke takes that up to 7,200 RPMs. But a slightly higher revving engine only goes a bit further with regards to power. And that's where the lower internal stress comes in. The magic behind the Turbo S are the two turbochargers. A turbocharger works as an air compressor to allow more airflow into the engine. This allows for a greater air-to-fuel mixture, which results in a more powerful explosion to move the pistons faster. The latest 992 generation Porsche 911 Turbo S uses larger turbochargers than the previous generation. The symmetrical turbochargers use variable turbine geometry. The turbine wheels are 5 millimeters larger in diameter than the previous turbos, and the compressor is 3 millimeters larger. Since the turbocharger works by capturing exhaust gases, which of course are hot, the 911 Turbo S uses two air coolers. Cooler air is more dense, making the turbocharger more effective. The air coolers are 14% larger than the previous Turbo S, and they are located directly over the engine in a central position. This position was changed from the outgoing Turbo S model, which gives the advantage of significantly improving cooling efficiency. The boost pressure control is faster and more precise than the past 911 Turbo S. This all adds to a ton more power. But getting more air into the engine only gets you so far. You need to get rid of any exhaust gas that isn't used by the turbocharger. The wastegate diverts excess gas away from the turbocharger turbine. In the Porsche 911 Turbo S, the wastegate flaps are controlled by stepper motors. This allows them to open fully after a cold start, so the catalytic converters can light off sooner. The current Turbo S has a new exhaust system that is designed to improve efficiency when getting rid of gas. The 992 generation 911 Turbo S is the first time Porsche has offered an optional sports exhaust in a Turbo S. Both the standard exhaust and the sports exhaust use electrically continually adjustable exhaust flaps. This helps to make the neighbors happy when you aren't driving it hard. It also keeps the police happy if you live in a place with stricter noise regulations. The sports exhaust uses a specially developed interior flow routing to help the driver enjoy the distinctive sound. You can tell if a Turbo S has the optional sports exhaust if it has two oval tailpipes in high gloss black or silver. The standard exhaust gets two rectangular exhaust tips that are black chrome plated. But what really matters is how much horsepower this makes and how fast you can go. I also better get these details right or I'll get comments just like this. No pressure. The previous generation Porsche 911 Turbo S made 572 horsepower. All of the before mentioned changes helped the current 911 Turbo S pump out 640 horsepower. For the previous generation Turbo S, Porsche claimed a 0 to 60 mile per hour time of 2.8 seconds. The current Turbo S improves this to 2.6 seconds. Of course, in the real world, they can go way quicker than that. Flat out, both the previous 911 Turbo S and current generation can hit a top speed of 205 miles per hour. But the Porsche 911 Turbo S is poised to go through some major changes in the near future. The 911 GTS was introduced with a hybrid turbo system that could revolutionize future Turbo S models. The new GTS can lap the Nürburgring faster than the current 911 Turbo S. The hybrid system in the GTS uses an electric motor to turn the turbocharger turbine when the boost isn't built up. What this means is that a single turbo can be used instead of a twin turbo without getting the turbo lag that was common in early 911 turbo models. A similar system will likely be used for future Turbo S models utilizing a larger turbo, but eliminating the need for two turbos. With the addition of advancements in the GTS and the current 911 Turbo S as a base, the future Turbo S may require astronaut training because it will be a legit rocket. The thing is, the future is now. So check out this video to see how much faster the Porsche 911 GTS is than the current Turbo S.